Hello, it's Audrey with Audrey's Variety Show, and welcome to another From the East segment where I talk about movies, TV shows, and video games and more from the East. And today I'm going to be talking about Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is a Netflix series which is adapted from a video game, and I believe they may have made a comic book about this as well. I'm not too sure about that. But it's very popular. Dragon's Dogma, the video game, is years and years old. It's still played to this day. It's a popular game, similar to Skyrim. And I've actually played a little bit of Dragon's Dogma. I have not finished Dragon's Dogma, but I do have the game and have played a little bit of the game. So I can't give too much of a comparison, which I really don't think is really needed for this discussion or review anyway. But with that being said, the actual Netflix series follows a man named Ethan who lives in this town by the sea that is attacked by a dragon. The dragon comes through and destroys the town, killing Ethan's family and stealing his heart. And once he awakens from this terrorizing event, he wants to retrieve his heart from the dragon as well as get revenge for the dragon killing his family. And he is given a pawn. A pawn is a human like person who doesn't really process emotions or think in the way a normal human would, who literally comes from the ether, and they do an okay job of explaining this. I think they could have done a little bit better. It was literally like a minute or two of explaining what a pawn is and what a pawn does. Um, Ethan is, and the pawn explains to Ethan that he is an arisen, uh, literally a person who must kill the dragon in order to retrieve his heart back from him. So, to give a quick comparison, the opening, the very first episode is very similar to how the actual video game is, with a dragon coming to destroy and terrorize the town and stealing your heart, and you're on a quest to retrieve your heart from the dragon. In this particular Netflix series, you're given one particular pawn. In the video games, you can have several pawns to help you on your quest to defeat the dragon. But moving on from that, the actual series is very episodic. Each episode contains one of the seven deadly sins. Um, and I think they did a really good job of wrapping up each individual sin within an episode. So I think this doesn't have no more than 12 episodes. I think it's maybe like 10 or so episodes that this has. But the plot progresses of their quest of Ethan and Hannah progressing through the story, with each individual sin being wrapped up within an episode, but pushing forward the actual main point, which is to retrieve his heart from the dragon. And as they are going through these events and experiencing these different people that they meet on their quest, Ethan and Hannah, their personalities begin to change as they progress through. So I will say that the pacing for this series did well. The creators for this had a thought in mind, a story they wanted to tell, and they boom, boom, boom went on through. And so as far as pacing, I think they did really well. Art and animation on this, I think it was done well as well. I mean, it's for computer generated um, art and animation, I guess you could say. I'm going to say it like that. It was fine. It wasn't nothing to write home about, at least to me, but I think it was done well. One episode in particular that I really thought was done was really nice, pretty, you could say, would be the episode of Greed. I enjoyed the art and animation in that one, as well as the last episode. Those were done really well, and this is a seven deadly sins kind of scenario. So I will say that if this is not a series for kids to watch, there are some sexual content. There is some nudity and gory things, but it's done with purpose. It's not. It's there tastefully. It's done tastefully. It's not there to simply be there. It's not over the top. There's a point and a reason for any of the more mature uh, elements that they show. It's there for a reason, not just to be there. So I will say that, and that's pretty much it. That's really all that there is to say about this. It was done well. I did not like the ending. Um, the ending kind of really is like a shock value or like a what kind of a thing. I get it. I get it. I understand why it has to be that way, but there really was no. I think they could have done a bit of better job of explaining to you, why it had to be that way. It was kind of out of nowhere, to be honest. So I didn't like the ending, but I will say that overall it was a nice story. By the sixth episode or so, you can kind of tell that this story is a tragedy. But if you like exploring the human condition, if you like action pieces and slaying dragons, I think you will like Dragon's Dogma. But that's all I have for this one. Bye bye.